Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 11th of March going through until Sunday the 17th of March 2024. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to go through each day of the week to see what the planets are doing and how they'll influence us, and then I'll go through each sign of the zodiac from Aries through to Pisces to give you an idea of how this energy is going to show up for your sign specifically. And when you're watching the different zodiac signs, please watch them in this order. For your sun sign first, then your rising sign or your ascendant, and then finally the moon sign. And the reason I do it that way is because if I'm looking at your birth chart, the sun represents your identity, what you want to move towards, what gives you a sense of being empowered and joyful, right? The rising sign or the ascendant is what you naturally embody already, so there's far less work to do in that area. And then the moon is how you feel and what you can naturally access. So they're all important, but they all have different areas of focus. So this week, what I noticed is there's a theme that may keep coming up, and that's the theme of, do I accept this or do I not accept it? Am I powerless in this situation or am I not powerless? So can I use my energy to affect a change or not? And I think that's going to be something that you'll ask yourself several times here, with the ultimate outcome being that you have a sense this week that, you know what, I am not powerless and I don't have to accept everything that comes my way. So if it doesn't suit me and if I have some sort of control here and I can make changes, then that's what I'm going to do, because I don't have to just accept everything that comes my way. But that's an important distinction to make. You know, when is it best for you to kind of say, okay, well, hands off and just enjoy a sense of contentment as a result of that? Or when it's like, I really need to jump on this immediately to prevent something or to make it different, or whatever that may be. Okay, so on Monday the 11th of March, we start the week with a really profound shift here. We've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity. That goes into Pisces at 11:50 in the evening. So Venus in Pisces is like the vibration of the holy person. It's someone who's very generous, very loving, very charitable, very focused on the greater good. It's anything that has to do with creative output, whether it's music or painting or communicating in a particular way. It really supports that. Anything that exists kind of in the ethereal and that can have a particular quality associated with it, particularly a quality that's attractive to you or to other people. So even with that shift of Venus into Pisces, I think it's very positive as far as your romantic relationships are concerned, and it's really looking to connect on a level that's, I want to connect somewhat with someone spiritually as well as physically and emotionally. We've got the moon in Aries, so the moon being what you feel. In Aries, it's all about, okay, what am I going to do with the day? How can I make things happen for myself? How can I take charge and pursue things which seem enjoyable and interesting to me? How do I overcome obstacles and use all my energy to do that? And not only is the moon in Aries, but it conjuncts the wounded healer Chiron, who's also in Aries. So that kind of says we're on a mission here to heal ourselves in a certain way. And then if you look at Venus going into Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, whereas Aries is the first, it's like, I want to heal myself by finding love or by experiencing things that make me feel the love from within, things that make my heart just swell and spill over. So there'll be a desire to connect on Monday. And overall, I think it's going to be very romantic and ethereal and imaginative. It's kind of like a dream-like quality here at the beginning of the week. So some people may experience that as being a little fuzzy in terms of their thinking. So give yourself a little bit of a chance Monday morning. It may take you a little bit of time to focus in very sharply. So on Monday as well, with the contradiction of Pisces and Aries, I think there may be a sense of inner rebellion even that comes up on Monday, which constantly says to you, hey, don't settle for less, don't accept this, you can do better than this. And it pushes you towards accomplishing your goals. And that actually has been a theme of late, like this ability to say, this is what's really important for me, what I want, rather than, or the difference between what I need and what I want. I know exactly which is which. And then the fire and the energy and the power to actually make those things happen. So anything on Monday where you find yourself resisting or you're digging in your heels and you're saying, no, I'm not accepting this, pay attention, because I don't think that this week is the week where you just have to take everything in your stride. It's really where you have the ability to put the building blocks in place to realize your hopes and dreams. And, you know, only you can decide that for yourself, when it's right to step back and when it's right to like pounce on something. And I'm just highlighting this because I've noticed it this week. But overall, I think the answer for us is going to be, let me not accept it. I have all of this control and energy and time. Why don't I use that to adapt things so that they suit me? That's really where I think you'll land 9 times out of 10 this week, in that kind of dynamic. So on Tuesday, the 12th of March, we have the Aries moon. So the moon's still in Aries, it conjuncts Chiron in Aries still, and now it also sextiles Mars in Aquarius. Mars is the red planet of drive and ambition. And in Aquarius, it's really, I want to understand everything and I want to communicate things and listen and learn, because information is key to helping me get what I want. So it's kind of Mars, the soldier, in research mode. And then together with all the Aries, the moon, the way you feel, and the wounded healer saying, do you know what, inform yourself. That's how you'll be able to put everything in place, heal things in your life that you don't want to accept and that you don't have to accept. So inform yourself and then take action based on the based on what you've learned. So with all of this being in the elements of fire and air, I think Tuesday can be a little frantic. And you may have this gnawing feeling that, oh, I'm missing something here. There's a piece of the puzzle that's missing, and something basically just feels off. And that feeling of being unsettled, it starts you off on this journey, on this mission for info and answers. And that's not that's a really positive journey, because you actually will find the answers. So on Tuesday, because everything feels so sped up, I would say be cautious around committing to something. And if you do have that feeling of, oh, you know, I don't have the full picture here, there's more for me to learn, then really listen to that and just delay, get all the information. I feel on Tuesday, it's really best to conclude the research phase and to listen to your own feelings, your own hesitation, your own kind of inner red flag. And it's better to wait than to rush off into something if you don't feel it's quite right. So your feeling really guides and supports you in that way on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the 13th of March, we have the moon going into Taurus at 2:28 in the morning. So everything slows down a little bit. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, so it's the building blocks and it's houses and it's trees and nature and creativity, and it's really a slower pace of life. It's ruled by Venus, again, so love in a very kind of romantic way, in a physical way. It's about chemistry, it's about romance. It's kind of like, I would associate Venus and Taurus here in this context, kind of like spring is in the air, and the rabbits are out and the flowers are blossoming, and it's time for new love and romance. So it's very much about that, I feel. The Taurus moon then conjuncts Jupiter in Taurus, so good luck in that sense of those physical, earthy, luxurious, creative things in life. It sextiles Saturn and Venus in Pisces, and it squares Pluto in Aquarius. So that's really amazing, because now we have the combination of earth and water, so like the realization of the dream. And the square with Pluto and Aquarius, any new people you may be meeting, any conversations you may have, they may lead to something much more personal and much more thrilling on an intimate level. So on Wednesday, because things are calming down, you're going to feel much more comfortable. And I would suggest that you really recommend the things in life that make you feel like you're treating yourself, or you're being a little, you know, indulgent, and that you talk to people, because new connections can be made. The day before, you were kind of looking for answers, and because Wednesday is so calm and you're enjoying the finer things in life and you're pampering yourself, it really seems to me like whatever you were looking for on Tuesday, you found it, because the pace really does slow down and you're not on a fact-finding mission anymore. You're focused on the moment and enjoying relationships, and even romantic relationships, but the feelings that those create, and you have the patience and the time for that. So if anything is outstanding, or if something doesn't quite make sense, so far this week, Tuesday seems to be research day, where you can find the answers. On Thursday, the 14th of March, we have the Taurus moon forming a conjunction with Uranus in Taurus. So Uranus is the planet of the miraculous and unexpected, and that means it can change your circumstances in a way. But also the moon is in Taurus, so you may have an intuitive feeling for these are the changes I would like to make, and you kind of get to a point of, I know what my truth is, not because I've read about it, but because you got this feeling about, I know what's right for me. I just know. It's something that I can just feel in myself right now. The Taurus moon then squares Mars in Aquarius, and it sextiles the Sun in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. So it's interesting because now you're not so focused the way you were on Tuesday on gathering all the information. On Thursday, it's very different. You're going to the Akashic library, or your spiritual kind of inner wisdom, and you're looking to that to give you the answers. So it's a really different approach here on Thursday. But with all the Taurus energy that we've got via the moon and Uranus, I really think that the image I'm getting about the energy of Thursday is that you kind of put on your builder hat and you get your blueprints out and you put them on the table and you discuss it with all the other people working on the project. And anything that it needs amending or changing or planning is easily accomplished by you, because you have the insight, you have the creativity, but also the ability to connect with people very easily and to inform them of what needs to be done, and to explain that in a way which is very easy to understand. Everyone's on board, and it's great for teamwork, and it's great to lead people in a particular direction, especially if that kind of group effort is required. So overall, Thursday is also a great day for teaching and learning and expressing really what your vision is for something. On Friday the 15th, we've got the moon going into Gemini at 16 minutes past 5 in the morning. So that's a big shift, because the moon in Gemini is again in the element of air. So now we're focused more about exchanging ideas, learning. We're not so focused on going inwards and kind of asking, what am I really feeling right now? It's much more about exchanges of information, conversations, learning, finding solutions, finding other ways forward, and also on another level, just a great deal of interest and the desire to maybe be distracted and to do more than one thing at a time. Gemini is the twins. So the Gemini moon then trines Pluto in Aquarius, so it's like all the information in the world is at my disposal, and I feel really grateful and appreciative of that. It squares Venus and Saturn in Pisces. So again, if I have an inner vision of what I want to realize and what I want to create, but not accepting the way it is now, then getting the right information is going to be key in helping me do that. And the Gemini moon also sextiles Mercury in Aries. So with Mercury in Aries now, you have this laser sharp focus on where you're going, what you want, and how you're going to make that happen. So Friday is really the day where everything kind of works together. You're most focused, you're most energized, you're most willing to do the work and to get things done. So Friday, if you have a lot on this week, I would really earmark that and say, I'm going to keep the bulk of that, or I'm going to leave the really complicated stuff to Friday to sort that out, because you're going to be like a dynamo here on Friday the 15th. It's also easy to switch gears. So if you have to spend an hour being creative and then 2 hours, doing admin work, sometimes that can feel very jarring, especially if you're in this very personal process of creating some sort of masterpiece and you're feeling it and the paint is flying, and the ink is spilling and stuff. And then suddenly it's like, okay, now you have to answer the phones. It can often be like, oh, what am I doing here? But because it's Gemini, you'll be able to manage that easily. So analysis and mundane tasks, as well as really exciting, life-affirming things, can coexist at the same time. Also, if anything needs justifying or defending, like if you're in some sort of official process, mediation, some sort of legal thing, you'll be able to get your point across easily. So it's an amazing day for negotiations and bargaining, because you're also going to stand your ground and you're not going to accept things which don't really benefit you. Saturday the 16th of March, we have the Gemini moon forming a square with the Sun and Neptune in Pisces. So I can really understand what my ideal outcome is, and I'm going to continue to study the way forward to make sure that I'm getting what I want. It also trines Mars in Aquarius, so there's ongoing respect all week for information, and if I inform myself enough, then anything is possible. So make sure your internet access is working this week. You'll really appreciate it. And it also sextiles Chiron in Aries, so there's really this ongoing sense that I'm responsible for my own circumstances. I can see other ones, ideal ones, in my mind's eye, and I'm now going to take every action I can to make that happen for myself. So this is the week of really stepping into your own and taking control of your life and feeling empowered by it at the same time. You know, for a lot of people, like if they have to go out on their own into the big bad world, it can feel very intimidating. But once it's been accomplished, there's often a great deal of pride afterwards. It's like, you know what, I did this by myself. And you often hear like stories, you know, I came to this country with like 100 something in my pocket and I created this business. You know, it's those kind of things are memorable, and you can kind of prove to yourself like, you know what, I can do it by myself. It's amazing. So Saturday is really a wonderful day to launch yourself or a new product or a new service that you're providing. Anything that connects you to the public, the media, social media, all of those things are going to work well, and you're able to present yourself beautifully. So if you need to promote anything or advertise anything, or if you want to publish something, or you want to take out an ad in the newspaper or online, it's a great day for it in terms of confidence in your ability to express yourself perfectly, so the people on the other end of it will know exactly what you mean. So it's kind of like free media training via the astrology here. If you have to meet the in-laws, if you have to interview for a job, if you have to come off really well in a situation, then plan that for Saturday if possible. It's just, you come across as so rosy and amazing. People will love you Saturday. It's really a good time to put your best foot forward. Yeah. And then Sunday, the 17th of March, we've got the Gemini moon forming a square with the Sun and Neptune in Pisces still. It did that the day before as well. So it's the same thing. It's about being able to tap into your intuition, understanding really what is it that I love, what's important to me. I can also find the right information to manifest these things, to build them in a real life setting. But then the moon goes into Cancer at 11:40 in the morning. So the moon now in the water sign of Cancer is pretty much focused on the most important relationships with other people in your life and spending time with them and expressing your love for those people. The Sun in Pisces conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, so it's also great for expressing your love via some sort of creative format. Again, pottery or flowers or doing up the house. And the Cancer moon then trines Venus in Pisces and quincunxes Pluto in Aquarius. So that to me is very similar to Monday in the sense that it's very romantic and there's the potential to experience real harmony and unity. But with the combination of Pluto as well, it's a good day to go out with people and to do stuff as a group and to be surprised at who shows up, a person you don't know, and you hit it off and you talk, and it may be the beginning of something really important that you weren't even expecting. So Sunday overall is very creative in nature. It's wonderful for love and romantic moments in general, and it is a good time to not spend it on your own, and also try and spend it outdoors or at least outside of your own four walls, and try and meet new people, chat to people. It's really a wonderful day to meet someone completely new, and there's that feeling of this is important and it came out of nowhere. It's really like a pleasant surprise. Okay, so those are the days, Monday through to Sunday. In terms of the 12 signs of the zodiac, starting with Aries. Aries, you guys, please, if you can, make investments, or whether it's a financial investment or invest in things you're interested in or in yourself via your time and effort. Any kind of new venture that you're starting, you'll make massive inroads this week. So Aries, that whole feeling of I don't need to accept that, I have the energy to change it, or I have the energy to do something on my own that may be even better. Go with all of those kind of inner messages. They will really pay off and they're not leading you in the wrong direction. Taurus, expect to experience something really heartwarming this week. Either a compliment from someone that you love, or receiving a present, or some sort of intimate or personal gesture that really makes you feel valued. Gemini, It's really for you guys a great week to take a risk in your career and to just go for it, and to kind of throw caution to the wind and to say, do you know what, this job ad, I've got 9 out of the 15 things that are required, but I'm going to apply for it anyway because I think the things that I've got outweigh what I don't, and I think this would be great. Those kind of things, even if it seems unlikely, go for it. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Cancer. If you're going into any negotiations in a really formal kind of way, really prepare as much as you can and prepare to stand your ground. You may have a tendency, Cancer, to throw in the towel to avoid conflict, even if you're right in the situation. So even if you're the wrong party, rather than have all the headache of going back and forth and all the trouble associated with it, you may say, do you know what, here you go, have your stuff, I can't be bothered with this. Don't. If you're going in, prepare, say, I'm going to see this through. And the reason I'm saying that is you can really have a good outcome this week. And the only warning then is don't quit before you get to where you want to be. Leo. Any areas of your life where you've been expecting some sort of decision before you can move forward, expect the go-ahead this week and for the delay to be over. Virgo, you have an amazing week ahead of you. You're going to find what you're looking for in business, travel, and relationships. So if you've got big plans for the week, big changes coming up, this is your week, Virgo, to find exactly what you're looking for. Expect few delays this week and total focus in what you're doing, and can be an incredibly productive week for you, Virgo. You can really organize your life here. So anything on that level that needs doing, devote yourself to it. You will find it so easy to do this week. Libra, if you're a researcher or an educator, a teacher, an inventor, anyone who works with information, ideas, and you've been scratching your head over some sort of unresolved problem or things that hasn't been answered yet, expect a light bulb to go off for you this week, and to have this epiphany and to find the answer yourself. So problem solve, analyze, try and come to the conclusion. You will be able to this week. Scorpio, you are really lucky in love this week. Whether you're single or in a relationship, expect wonderful things from this week, Scorpio, and put yourself out there as much as you can, because I think you'll have an amazing time. Sagittarius, you're able to kind of do crowd control when it comes to other people, and you can mediate between lots of people. You can get something organized. And it's an amazing week for you if you're planning a group trip or you're trying to get to some sort of group consensus. So if you're the head of the co-op meeting or the treasury meeting or something, and there's been a disagreement, don't be afraid to take center stage and to say, this is how we're going to solve the problem. It's likely to go very well. And ultimately, Sagittarius, this week, expect clarity where before there was only discord. Capricorn, you may find yourself uncharacteristically flat this week and uninterested in working or engaging with other people. You may want to retreat this week and do things that are kind of comforting and solo activities, gardening, staying home, watching TV, just kind of withdrawing and chilling out. Nothing wrong with that, but there is also the potential for love and to be very productive. So if you find yourself doing too much of the nothing, then just be aware of that. Aquarius, you'll find it easy to make new connections with people, and there is major potential for new love this week. So if you're a single Aquarius and looking, talk to as many people as you can and see what you come up with. And then finally, Pisces, last but not least, expect a new work opportunity, especially if you're unemployed and actively looking for work. So going from nothing to something rather than I've already got a job and I'm looking for another. It's more about extremes and changing those by 180. So that's what I get for you this week. It looks really positive and it does have this spring-like quality to it. So everything is new and it's emerging, and there are new connections being made and new things being learned. And again, that keyword, the new, and a sense that something is just about to start rather than come to an end. So I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where you send me 10 or more life events, and I actually work out your time of birth manually. And that's really helpful because the chart changes every 4 minutes, and the more accurate the time of birth is, the more accurate the chart will be. If you have any questions about your strengths and weaknesses, your talents when it comes to works, relationship, I can answer those by looking at your natal chart. If you have questions over how you've changed as the years have gone by, what's coming up in future, when's the best time over the next couple of months or years to start a business or to plan a trip or to invest or to make a big change, I do look at those things by your progress chart and your transit. And if you're questioning moving, or if you've got specific locations that you're undecided about, I can use the astrocartography to see how specific locations on the planet are going to influence you based on your birth chart. So if you are interested in any of those things, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading via the website gregoryscott.com. Check out some of my other videos. We had a new moon, I think, in Pisces, yeah, on the 10th of March. So even this week on the 11th, you may still feel some of those energies. So check out that video on the new moon in Pisces. The daily tarot reading I do every day. Please consider becoming a member of the channel if you want to watch the daily tarot reading. Check out some of my other videos and have a wonderful week. All the best, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.